Welcome to Leinster House. Leinster House was originally known as Kildare House after James Fitzgerald, the Earl of Kildare, commissioned it to be built in 1745. Fitzgerald set out to create the stateliest of Dublin Georgian mansions to reflect his eminent position in Irish society. In 1815, Augustus Frederick, the third Duke of Leinster, sold the mansion to the Dublin Society, who later became the Royal Dublin Society, for £10,000 and an annual rent of £600. After the establishment of the Irish Free State in 1922, the government secured a part of Leinster House for parliamentary use, and the entire building was acquired by the state in 1924. However, it's interesting to note that the first meeting of Dáil Éireann took place in the Mansion House, now the residence of the Lord Mayor of Dublin, on the 21st of January 1919, and a painting of this sitting hangs outside the Dáil Chamber. We are now in the main hall of Leinster House. The proclamation of Ireland's independence hangs here. This is one of the few copies of the original proclamation, which was removed from here in order to preserve the document. Also here in the main hall, you will see a number of portraits: Eamon de Valera, Cathal Brugha, Arthur Griffith, William T. Cosgrave and Michael Collins. Moving towards the Dáil Chamber, which was previously used in 1897 as the lecture theatre of the Royal Dublin Society. The room is octagonal in shape and its original seating capacity was 700. Now there are fewer than 200 seats, accommodating the elected members and some staff. Little alteration was needed to adapt it for parliamentary purposes. The floor was raised and the seating capacity reduced. The fifth Dáil, following the general election held in June 1927, is the shortest Dáil in the history of the state, lasting only 98 days. In the lobby of the Dáil, there are busts of the 1916 leaders and other historical figures. Here is the desk of the Ceann Comhairle, who presides over the Dáil and applies the rules governing procedures. Between the Dáil Chamber and the Seanad's Chamber, there are two areas of note. The first is the Taoiseach's Landing, where the commissioned portraits of past Taoiseach hang. Further along, you will see a corridor that is home to portraits and images of past Cathaoirleach of the Seanad and Ceann Comhairle of the Dáil. The longest-serving Ceann Comhairle, Frank Fahey, who held the position for 19 years from the 7th to the 14th Dáil. This painting of Countess Constance Markievicz, located on the Seanad staircase, was hung to mark the Countess as the first woman elected to the Dáil, and in April 1919 she became the first female politician to hold a ministerial position in Europe. Moving along to the Seanad's Chamber, which was previously a ballroom when used by the Earl of Kildare and later an art room by the Royal Society of Dublin. Seanad Éireann was abolished in 1936, only to be re-established in 1937 by the Constitution of Ireland. The ceiling was made and painted by the Franchini brothers, who were well known and respected for their ornate plasterwork and Italian influences. The ceremonial garden room, which is located just off the main hall, houses a collection of photographs of some past visitors to Leinster House. Among those are 3 American presidents who have addressed joint sittings of the Houses of the Oireachtas. President John F. Kennedy visited on the 28th of June 1963, and during his visit he presented a flag to the Irish people of the 1st Regiment of the Irish Brigade, New York Volunteer Regiment of 1863. President Ronald Reagan visited on the 15th of May 1984 and President Bill Clinton on the 1st of December 1995. Each year, approximately 80,000 people visit Leinster House, and on a sitting day, visitors can observe proceedings from the public galleries. If you wish to arrange a visit, you should contact your local TD or Senator directly. Alternatively, you can participate in one of our walk-up tours, which take place on non-sitting days or when the houses are not in session. You will find full details of our walk-up tours, together with further information about Leinster House and the houses of the Oireachtas, on our website at oireachtas.ie, via our free app, or call us on 01 618 3066.